December 1982's G.I. Joe number 6 isn't just another early installment in the military meets Marvel saga. It's a tangle of international intrigue, Cold War politics, and behind-the-scenes publishing drama. And right from the cover, you know you're in for something bold. Herb Trimpe is clearly flexing his inner Kirby, delivering a dynamic image that practically shouts at kids from the spinner rack. Inside, the plot reads like the back half of a 60s spy thriller. An experimental Russian aircraft has crash-landed in the hostile terrain of Afghanistan, and now everyone desires a piece of it. The Russians want their tech back, Cobra wants to get their villainous hands on it, and naturally, the Joe team finds itself caught in the middle. It's a classic three-way showdown. One cutaway scene strongly suggests that Hawk, the ever-reliable Joe leader, might be a traitor. It's a tantalizing little red herring, sure to be explained away next issue, but it adds a nice jolt of suspense to this chapter. The real headline is the G.I. Joe debut of the Oktober Guard, a Soviet counterpart to our all-American heroes. The Guard would develop a fan following. They even made it into the cartoon, but they almost arrived with entirely different uniforms and codenames. Originally conceived as the Pravda Patrol, this Soviet squad was meant to be a team of dedicated professionals fighting for their comrades and their cause. Their first appearance was actually in a short story titled Let There Be Life in the Marvel Black and White magazine Bizarre Adventures number 31, a few months before their official G.I. Joe debut. Tom DeFalco and Herb Trimpe, the duo behind that earlier tale, imagined the Pravda Patrol as a well-rounded, even sympathetic crew, more than just generic evil Russians. And that tone carried over to the Oktober Guard's eventual portrayal. In fact, the original story even included some light commentary on the USSR's involvement in Afghanistan, showing that DeFalco and Trimpe were aiming for nuance, not propaganda. It's not a coincidence that DeFalco was the G.I. Joe editor at this time, and Trimpe has stepped in to also plot this two-issue arc. So why didn't the Pravda Patrol make it into the Joe comics as is? That's where it gets messy. Turns out, DeFalco and Trimpe own the copyright to the characters they created, which wasn't going to fly in a title designed to promote Hasbro's toy line. When Marvel submitted the story for approval, the legal fine print acknowledged that the characters were used with the creator's permission. But Hasbro balked. They gave the green light to the idea of a Soviet team, but not to the names or any of the existing character designs. That forced a full rework. Larry Hama apparently stepped in to create brand new, Hasbro-owned replacements, and the Pravda Patrol material had to be relettered and redrawn from scratch. This rewrite also caused the story to be bumped down the schedule. What was originally slated for issues number 3 and number 4 ended up running in issues number 6 and 7. When asked about this, former Marvel editor-in-chief Jim Shooter indicated this was a little self-serving on DeFalco's part as the editor of this title, having characters he owned appear in a book devoted to promoting Hasbro properties. Still, whether you call them Pravda Patrol or Oktober Guard, their debut marks a turning point in the early Joe comics. It broadened the world of G.I. Joe, hinting that global conflict would be just as important as Saturday morning action. And in typical 80s Marvel fashion, it brought plenty of off-page drama along for the ride.